In life, we make decisions, and sometimes those are the wrong decisions. And coming to the Philippines has definitely been a wrong decision for me. I regret coming here on so many ways. In this episode, we will read other people's stories regarding their experience living, coming, retiring, or marrying a Filipina. On Reddit, a person by the name of Foreign Macaroon says, has anyone ever regretted retiring early and going to the Philippines? My plan is to retire over there, find a beautiful woman, and just try to enjoy life, however long I have. But honestly, if your goal doesn't meet expectations, it's hard to really recover, or at least I'd assume so. I'm just tired of the rat race in the US. I very much understand the Philippines and other countries in that area have issues, sometimes lots of them. I just don't want to work until I die. Do nothing is pretty relaxing to me. Well, this is a fantasy for sure, like dramatic signature says. The fantasy of finding love in paradise is appealing. However, I would find a place you like without the companionship first. Then, if you love your environment, the love can come later. Relationships come and go, but finding the place you love is the secret to avoid having regrets. This is an excellent point. Great advice from Dramatic Signature. If you are happy in your environment, everything else becomes a bonus. If you are a happy person, you draw positive energy towards yourself and you are open to new ideas, new people, and you get to see things in a brighter way. Definitely do not come here specifically for a single female. It will not end well for you, I promise. Oftentimes, these women are not who they say they are. Oftentimes, the fantasy is exactly that, a fantasy. Your environment will have you regretting your choice immediately. Sometimes it works out. However, I would say over 90% of the time, the men do not get what they think they're getting. So come here if you want, experience the Philippines, visit different places. However, I do recommend living here over an extended period of time so at least those rosy glasses fade and you see the reality of this country for what it is. Significant Mud says, I retired here at 35 years old. I don't really have any friends because I don't really go out and I don't drink. My best friend is my youngest son. My dad was never around much when I was a kid because he was always working. My kids have their dad 24/7, 365 days a year. It does get boring, and sometimes I do have an inner struggle, and that has become obvious the older my kids get and need me less. This person has dedicated his life to his children. However, not everyone has children or want children. It works for him, but not for everyone else. Other people have chimed in by saying, yep, aged 48, got there, and after 9 months, I was like, what the hell is this? Went back to work. The lesson for me was having an answer for what you are going to do. I mean, sure, it's fun sleeping and playing PS5 all day, but that dies very quickly. Even having multiple partners every night gets old. I know how it can be. I just couldn't take another trip to the mall or a marginal beach. Figure out what it is you want to do in your retirement. With that, you'll be happy in the Philippines or Costa Rica or Italy or other places. This person makes many valuable points, many things that you do not have right now. Sounds like excitement, sounds like something you can do all day, every day. However, once you do that for a significant period of time, even that becomes boring and monotonous. Think of it this way. Women easily fade because you do not love them. If you did, you would not be sleeping around random women every night. It definitely is fun. Do not misunderstand me. As a man, it is fun to be with different multiple women all the time. However, at some point, even that will get old because you start to see these women for who they really are. They are not the women that you have desired in your mind. They start to become less attracting. They start to become more annoying. You notice all those little things that you ignored initially. Maybe the hairs above her lips. Maybe that really gross mold. Maybe that smell that's not really very fresh. Perhaps her skin tone, her skin color, her pigmentation, little things like her hair, her dead ends, so on and so forth, the bright red lipstick, the cheapness of her perfume, and even those drawn on eyebrows. And these days, as we all know, women are getting round and they're becoming unattractive easily because they no longer have to put in the effort and the work to maintain the high level of attractiveness. Since being a simp is easy, these days men send them money from across the pond. No need to even look good with these filters. Let's go on to the next person's suggestions, ideas, and whether they regret coming here to the Philippines or retiring. Simple information chimes in by saying, come stay here for 3 to 6 months. It's alright here. Just remember, there's a reason nearly everyone here wants to live in the US. I live outside of Metro Manila, and honestly, truly regret coming here. I can't wait to go home. My advice is come stay for at least 3 months, preferably longer. The fun wears off real quick, and it just becomes boring. Precisely, initially, you don't see everything that's wrong with this country. You only see the positive and the women. Over time, that will fade, and I guarantee you that you will regret being trapped and stuck here. Jules says, the world is littered with people who regret retiring or being involuntarily retired. Most people, men especially, get most of their self-worth through applying themselves, typically through work. And the dream of relaxing all day loses its charm pretty quickly. The other source of meaning for most people is meaningful relationships. So retiring to a foreign place with one of your exciting relationships, and especially in the context of the Philippines, chasing women and using the wrong criteria for choosing them, can lead to intense loneliness for a lot of people. None of this means you shouldn't retire early or move here, but you should think hard about what really will make you happy or give you meaningful life in the long run and make a plan to achieve it. This person seems wise. It is precisely true, everything they said. Men do feel accomplished when they've achieved something meaningful, not just an average mediocre woman in their bed. How many of us cannot wait for them to leave? How many of us make excuses to have them leave your apartment or call them in taxi just to get rid of them? It is true, and sometimes even embarrassing, walking around with a mediocre woman when everyone is staring at you, judging you, knowing that you are paying for it, and she's not even all that. Les O'Fire says, if you don't have at least $500,000 invested in the stock market, bonds, do not retire early. That's the bare minimum to not regret it. Philippines is a great place to stay while you find a girlfriend. You will visit Asia, Japan, Korea, China, all these places, and parts of the Philippines, different islands. But after 3 or 4 years of doing that, I'd get back to Europe. Free healthcare, better infrastructure, and so I will not read the remaining passage. Perhaps this person has gone through this and knows that this is not a place you can actually live long term. It's a vacation place, a place to come and do your business and leave. And by business, I mean easy women. Yes, I know there are still some attractive ones and a lot better than America, but we are talking about retiring in a third world country. The truth is that the Philippines is not a fantasy land where reality does not exist here. The same problems that you have back home still apply here, maybe on a lesser degree. Maybe your money goes further, but I promise you, you'll have much bigger issues: breathing problems, relationship problems, financial problems, medical problems, transportation problems, dietary problems, infrastructure problems. I can go on until the end of time. This place is absolutely garbage. It's horrible. It's trash. It's exactly that. The people that live in the Philippines live here not by choice because they don't have any other options. Those that come here are still either developing, learning, and understanding the place. Anyone that's lived here long term knows that unless you spend $5,000 to $10,000 a month here, you will not be happy. Yes, maybe that's a bit high, but I'm talking about truly happy, getting the best of the best, having proper services, having proper home, infrastructure, transportation, reliable insurance, medical care, everything like that will easily cost you at least $5,000. So if you are thinking to come here and save money while living like a king, you are mistaken. The best comment is from Silver Fox with a £10 donation. Thanks. Much respect to you, my friend. The next one is from Todd. You are exactly right. We left the Philippines and I am never going back. Wife is Filipino and she never wants to go back as well. It is a shithole. The worst comment is from Arminius, who says, stop crying, get out of the Philippines, and don't come back. These are the types of responses of Filipinos can only come up with. Instead of addressing the injustice that was done to this man who had his money stolen, this person says, go back. Very original. Support this channel. Subscribe, thumbs up, donate, share. Anything to please the YouTube overlords. Thanks for watching. God bless.